never knew this peace before. The quiet hum of life, far from the city.
Help yourself.
Thank you, Eloise.
It's a beautiful afternoon, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely
Imagine
perfect.
discovering that the person you thought was the kindest human being you knew had been destroyed by a secret organization. And then discovering that the quiet man who lived nearby wasn't just going to seek justice, he was going to make the people responsible wish they had never heard his name. This is the story of Adam Clay, a mysterious man who lives a remarkably simple life. He keeps bees, he stays away from people, he doesn't ask questions, and most importantly, he doesn't want trouble. But sometimes trouble doesn't need an invitation. Sometimes it finds you. Adam Clay lives on a quiet property owned by an elderly woman named Eloise Parker. To everyone around her, Eloise is simply a kind, generous woman. She trusts people, perhaps too much. Adam doesn't talk much, but the two have developed a peaceful friendship. He looks after the bees, and Eloise occasionally checks on him. Then one day, Eloise receives a phone call. The caller claims to be from a legitimate organization. They manipulate her. They convince her that something is wrong with her computer and that she needs to follow their instructions. Eloise doesn't realize she's being deceived. And by the time she understands what has happened, it's too late. Her entire life savings are gone. Not a little money, everything. When Adam discovers what happened, something inside the quiet beekeeper changes. Eloise had trusted him, and now that trust has been destroyed. Her death leaves Adam standing in the empty house, surrounded by memories of the woman who had treated him like family. And then he finds out who did it. That's when the beekeeper stops being a beekeeper. Because Adam doesn't call the police, he doesn't hire a lawyer, he makes one phone call to an organization that everyone else believes is nothing more than a myth. The strange thing about Adam Clay is that he doesn't look like a dangerous man. That's exactly what makes him dangerous. He belongs to a secret organization known as the Beekeepers. They aren't ordinary agents, they're specialists, created to protect the stability of society when normal systems fail. Their philosophy is simple. When the hive becomes infected, the infected part must be removed. Adam contacts the organization and tells them what happened. But there is a problem. He's supposed to be retired. The beekeepers refuse to become involved. Adam doesn't argue. He simply walks away, because he has already made his decision. He tracks the people responsible for the scam. What begins as a hunt for a small group of criminals quickly reveals something much bigger. The operation isn't some basement scam run by a few strangers. It's a massive network. Thousands of ordinary people are being manipulated every day, and behind the criminals are powerful people who believe they are untouchable. Adam begins moving upward through the organization. Every time he reaches another level, the people above him become more frightened. And that's when the government realizes something terrifying. Someone is attacking the organization. Someone trained. Someone who knows exactly how these operations work. And that person is Adam Clay. But Adam isn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that the people he's hunting have connections reaching all the way to the top. Adam begins dismantling the operation piece by piece. The criminals expect an ordinary investigation. Instead, they encounter someone who doesn't negotiate. He doesn't threaten people for information. He doesn't need speeches. He simply keeps coming. Meanwhile, FBI agent Verona Parker becomes involved in the investigation. At first, she sees Adam as a dangerous vigilante. Her job is to stop him, but the deeper she investigates, the more uncomfortable the truth becomes. The people Adam is pursuing aren't innocent. They've built an enormous criminal machine around exploiting vulnerable people, and they're protected by wealth and influence. Verona discovers that Adam isn't acting randomly. Everything he's doing leads somewhere. The trail eventually points towards the company's leadership, and then towards a wealthy family with extraordinary political influence. Suddenly, what looked like an online scam becomes something far more disturbing. The criminals weren't simply stealing money. They had created an entire system designed to hide their crimes behind legitimate businesses and powerful connections. Adam realizes the people responsible for Eloise's death aren't just criminals, they're protected criminals. And that distinction matters because Adam has never been interested in playing by their rules. Then the people at the top finally understand who they're dealing with, and instead of running, they decide to fight back. Adam's trail eventually leads towards Derek Danforth, a powerful young man surrounded by wealth, security, and political connections. Derek appears confident, protected, almost untouchable, but underneath that confidence is fear, because Derek knows something Adam doesn't know yet. There is a connection between his family and the criminal operation. The higher Adam climbs, the more resistance he encounters. Security teams are mobilized, government resources become involved. The authorities begin treating Adam as the greatest threat in the entire situation. But Verona starts questioning everything. Why would one man risk everything to pursue criminals? Why does the government seem more concerned about stopping Adam than stopping the people who caused the original crime? And why does Adam seem completely certain that he's doing the right thing? Eventually, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. The criminal organization reaches the highest levels of power, and Adam isn't just hunting the people who stole Eloise's money, he's hunting the people who believed their position made them immune from consequences. But Derek isn't helpless. He has one final layer of protection: his mother, a woman with enormous influence, a woman who understands exactly what Adam is. And when she realizes the truth, she becomes terrified, because she remembers something from Adam's past, something that proves this isn't the first time he's been called upon to clean up a rotten hive. The beekeepers operate under a strict philosophy. They don't serve politicians, they don't serve corporations, they don't serve individual people. They serve the stability of the system. Adam believes that system has failed, and when the people responsible are protected by the system itself, he believes someone has to intervene. The organization sends agents to stop him, but Adam knows their methods because he used to be one of them. He understands how they think, how they move, how they hunt. For every person sent after him, Adam seems to already know what they'll do. And slowly, even some of the people pursuing him begin to question their orders. Verona is caught between duty and conscience. She knows Adam is breaking the law, but she also knows the people he's exposing have done far worse. Eventually, Adam reaches the heart of the operation. The people responsible finally have nowhere left to hide, and the confrontation becomes bigger than revenge. It's about power, it's about corruption, and it's about what happens when ordinary people discover that the system designed to protect them has been turned against them. But Adam has one final target, and this time he's not going after the criminals. He's going after the person who helped create the entire nightmare. Derek Danforth has spent most of his life surrounded by privilege. He never expected consequences. He believed money could solve problems. He believed powerful people could make problems disappear. And for most of his life, he was right. But Adam changes that. As Adam closes in, Derek's carefully protected world begins collapsing. His security disappears, his allies turn against him, and the people who once obeyed his family suddenly realize they may not be protected either. Verona eventually uncovers the connection between Derek's family and the criminal organization. The truth is devastating. The operation has been protected because of the influence surrounding it. The people who were supposed to investigate corruption were compromised by the very people they were supposed to investigate. Adam finally reaches Derek, and for the first time, Derek understands something important. Adam isn't there for money. He isn't there for recognition. He doesn't want power. He wants accountability. Derek tries to use his family's influence one final time, but Adam is not impressed. He tells him, in essence, that every system has a breaking point, and Derek has finally found his. But there's something Derek doesn't know. Adam's mission was never simply about one elderly woman. Eloise was only the beginning. The final confrontation brings together everything Adam has uncovered: the corrupt network, the powerful family, the compromised system, and the secret organization that has been watching from the shadows. Adam's actions have forced everyone to choose a side. Some want to protect the old system. Others realize it needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. For Verona, the truth is painful. Her own investigation has shown her that following orders isn't always the same thing as doing the right thing. Adam, meanwhile, has reached the end of his path. The revenge that began with Eloise has become something much larger. He has exposed people who believed they were untouchable. He has forced powerful figures to answer for what they did.
And now he has one final decision to make. The Beekeepers want him back. They offer him a way to return to the organization, to once again become one of the people who quietly protect the system. But Adam refuses. He has seen what happens when people become too comfortable with power. He doesn't want to become part of the machine again. So he disappears. No celebration, no applause, no public recognition, just silence. The world moves on, and eventually, most people forget his name. But Verona doesn't, because she knows the truth. The strangest part isn't that Adam Clay disappeared. It's what happens months later when another innocent person receives a phone call. Months pass. The criminal network is gone. The people responsible have faced consequences. Life appears to have returned to normal. But somewhere, in another quiet neighborhood, an elderly man sits alone at his kitchen table. His phone rings. He answers. A polite voice tells him that there's a problem with his account. The same kind of scam, the same manipulation, the same trap. But this time, someone else is watching. Across the street, a dark vehicle sits quietly. Inside is a man wearing a plain jacket. He watches the house. Then he looks down at a small container sitting beside him. Inside are several bees. He opens the container. One bee flies out. The man watches it disappear into the night. Then his phone vibrates. A single message appears. The hive is active again. The man looks at the screen. For a moment, he says nothing. Then he starts the engine and drives away. Because the world made one mistake. It thought the beekeeper was a single man. It wasn't. The beekeeper was an idea. And as long as powerful people continue exploiting the innocent, someone will always be watching, somewhere in the darkness, waiting for the hive to become infected again. And when that happens, you won't hear the beekeeper coming. You'll only realize he's there when it's already too late.